and welcome to our third power rankings for SBF Season 10. This time, NatDex Gastrodon West Division. My name, once again, is Zorro, and I'll be guiding you through how I see the teams and how I would rank them according to my opinion. Again, purely subjective, of course, so feel free to disagree and let me know why I'm stupid for placing it low. Shoutouts to Miklas again for the graphic and the input on this. And let's get right into it, shall we? First up at number 12, we have the young fuck Tazmily from Nowhere Isles. Yeah, at first, for me, this team, again, doesn't look super weak, but it's also nothing to write home about. You got the Mew, which in NatDex again can do literally everything. Yeah, so that's to keep in mind. Yeah, you're lacking a dragon type entirely, I think, so that's not too great in my opinion. Your fairy type is Azumarill, your steel type is Lucario, which also really isn't that great. Yeah, also your draft is really weak to ground types. I mean, really weak. I think you've got one resistance in there, and that's your Whimsicott. So these are the other types, like Fire Water Grass with Blaziken, Azu, and Whimsicott is fine in my opinion. Gengar is a great breaker. PZ, if you can get it going, can also be really great, especially as your Terra captain here. So that's definitely one to keep in mind. Outside of this, I don't know, for me this team again just lacks the certain oomph, like just the raw power for me just isn't there, and that's really what bugs me about this team. Like, you got your hazards with your Clodsire, that's fine. Removal with Whimsicott's Defog, that's okay, but then again, that's about it. If you don't want to run Defog Mew. Umbreon's a great support Pokemon. Azu is always something to take into account. So yeah, this team definitely has upside to it, but it also has some flaws that make it not top tier and sadly have it end up here on the list. Next up, the New York Alolaners, coached by Blooper. So at the bat, a rain team that isn't really a rain team. Like, I know our Gastrodon is good on rain, so no issues there, but I think with your Swift Swimmer being our Maldo, I don't know. I really do not know. Like, this for me feels like a little bit of a waste. As Terra Captain, maybe if Terra Water or Maldo can be cool. Swift Swim, it still isn't super fast. It's so some Scarfers, and I think even some faster Pokemon still outspeed you if you don't go max. So yeah, Mega Diancie is obviously cool. Gastrodon with Pelipper always sounds nice. Superior as a Terra Captain as in the other division. Great choice. Weavile, always something to be reckoned with. The Walrein, I don't really know what it does here. Not much, in my opinion. As much as I like the Pokemon, you have a Water type in Pelipper, you have an Ice type in Weavile. Defensively, it won't really help you. So I don't really know. Gallade is a cool Pokemon with Choice Scarf sets with Agility sets. If you get it off, it's cool. Sharpness, I think there's a lot of damage. The Charizard, again on a team with rain, I don't know. I mean, 100% accurate Hurricanes are cool. I'll give you that. Toxtricity, being able to spam Thunder, but I guess you want to kind of spam Overdrive. And Licky is a great bulky normal type that provides wish support for your team. This is great. Yeah, like, this team has some glaring issues in my opinion, and I think if you go rain, you have to kind of commit to it. Like, maybe even get rid of Glade as much as I like it, and get Floatzel if you can. That could be something to sell me a little more on this. yeah, that's about as much I can say. Like, Terra Toxicity, though, is very, very cool. Defogging options are there. Magic Bounce and Mega Diancie helps you keeping hazards away as well. Grounded Poison and Toxicity is also here. But, yeah, still the issues. I can't place you any higher. I'm really sorry about it. In at number 10, we got Gonzo back again with the New York Meddings. And yeah, this time around with a really, really cool team in my opinion. Like, you got your Fairy Dragon Steel Core in Garchomp, Lele, and Ferrothorn. This is pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Urshifu, always a threat, can Sword Stance in this league, but still Choice Band Urshifu or Choice Scarf Urshifu, or even bulk up sets. Yeah, big threat, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, great Pokemon. Garchomp, the Reliable, was made a bit cheaper due to the increase in power level this season. So for 17, I think still very, very good value. Stealth Rock Spikes, Scale Shot, Sword Dance sets, yeah, can be really bulky, good Pokemon. Tapu Lele, it doesn't need much say, it's just great Pokemon. So Ferrothorn, great defensive Pokemon. Nice having Chomp there, sponging the fire type attacks aimed at it. Yeah, then Mega Altaria is the first thing. I don't really know why it is here. You have a dragon and a fairy already. If it's here for just having a Mega, you could maybe look for something else in that slot, because I don't know. For me, it doesn't do much. Obviously can be threatening if it is able to DD up, right? So you got that going for it, but still. Yeah, Chandelure, great lower tier fire / ghost type. Choice Scarf, Choice Specs can be cool. We have the Galvantula for Sticky Whip here to support your otherwise pretty low speeds, which I gotta say. So webs might be mandatory for this team to function properly. But if you can maintain those, you're in a pretty good spot. Lapras is a lower tier bulky water. I mean, you have decent fighting types, switch-ins in Lele and the Galarian Slowbro, so that's fine. Slowbro and Chandy as Terra Captains are cool. Dodrio, I think, got picked in every singles division, which I find really cool. In two of it's a Terra Captain. Here, unfortunately, it is not, so I don't know how often we will see that. And last but not least, it's Gonzo. He had to go Gumshoes. Still waiting for that Gumshoe sweep, man. Just please show me. Moving on to number 9, the Poogie Oogies, coached by Pugonison. If I pronounce the name wrong, I'm super sorry, man. I just have no clue how. Starting his team off with Meowscarada, Goldendoor, and Great Tusk, and even a Clefable, so that is pretty good in my opinion. That's a really good core to build your team around. Obviously, your Fairy Dragon Steel core is there with Hydrapple, Clef, and Gold. The duality of grass types with Meowscarada, I doesn't think hurt you as much actually, because Goldendoor takes Ice Beam comfortably. And yeah, you also can Terra your Hydrapple to get out of the ice weakness, which is pretty good. So this shouldn't be an issue. The Dunsparce this time as a Terra Captain, I like it a lot more. We might see a lot of this Pokemon. Because like just either being annoying with Glare, some stupid coil sets. This Pokemon can be really good with Terrestrialization available to it, so I think this is a really great pickup. The Alomomola is a great wall with wish support for your team, flip turns around. Obviously momentum wise, you've got Clef can teleport and this Meowscarada can U-turn. Yeah, Mola flip turn, Oricorio, Newton, both in this Volt Switch, so you're set there as well for your momentum. Hazard wise, Tusk spins, Goldendoor blocks Defog, which is cool. Yeah, I think if you have a great Tusk, you really don't need much more removal. If I'm gonna be real, like it's the best spinner in the game in my opinion. So you're set there. Hydrapple as Terra Captain, great pickup. Oricorio as your Fire type is but I mean you do get all forms, so I guess that's something. Can Quiver Dance around. Bolton as your third Terra Captain. These Thunder Fangs will hurt, I can tell you as much. Unfortunately, you still do not have Ice Fang and no Ice move to use, so you might want to think about changing the Terra Ice, because you also don't have Terra Blast because it's not in Gen 9 as is, so yeah. And Terra Grass might be for defensive purposes then, but I think with Boltund it probably should just be offensive Terras and like Electric Fire and maybe Dark or Psychic for Psychic things, or Crunch respectively, or even Fairy for Play Ref if you want to do that. That's just me. Muk as your low tier poison type, pretty great pickup. Could argue this Pokemon might actually could be like 1 or 2 points higher on the lists, because it actually isn't as bad with the buffs it got. And Rapidash is a good, or I should say solid low tier fire type option. On all, not a bad team at all. Just like a little, like nothing to write home about either, I think, right? So also I think you can predict top 4 to come every single week, and then pick between the rest. So might also be slightly predictable. Might also just be me again. Moving on to number 8, we have the Water Polo Wartortles, coached by Forza. And right off the bat, have fun switching into Hisuian Arcanine. That thing will tear you apart. Like, you did the right thing, went with 3 offensive Terras and Fire, Rock, and Normal, and that thing will just smash you. And he got the Dragapult, which is probably still one of the best, if not the best Pokemon in draft today, because it can do literally everything. Can be support, can be offensive, can be special, can be physical, U-turns around, can set screens, and there's possibility a Celesteela to cover it as well, just as a defensive menace. You have the Screamtail there as wish support, pretty fast. Quaquaval can run away with games if you don't care, if you are not careful. Like, let this thing get a Moxie boost and an Aqua Step and suddenly it just runs down your team. Precisely why we removed it from being allowed to Terra. Our Bolivar is decent lower tier grass type, Skuntank as you grounded poison, and dark type, good pickup. Cloyster just there to shell smash around, also being your sort of bulky water on the physical side at least. Atropius and the Spidops for webs, I guess. Yeah, Terra Captain, Sandy Sharks, great pickup. We actually made that thing a bit more expensive this season because it was really good the last time. So yeah, and as Terra with these Terra types, really solid there. Yeah, again, a team I personally don't have too many complaints about. I mean, Bolt Beam kinda goes in on you, but that actually counts for many teams. So, but outside of that, this team is really solid. Again, the Arcanine, the thing will make things drop. I'm gonna say it. So, yeah, that's all I have for now. Moving on, number 7 is Team Mid, coached by Castro. Got the Garganical as a Terra Captain, got Mega Lopunny, got Cinderace and Glimmora, so hazards against this team will be on your side, not his. That's, I think, a given. Like breaking Garganical with like Terras, will be super obnoxious because your fighting moves will work. I would maybe have loved to see Water over Ghost, but again, that might just be me. Got the Lopunny in there as a great breaker and late game sweeper if your opponent isn't careful. Cinderace for court change, Libero stuff, whatever you want it to do. Pivoting, Glimmora as your hazard stacking option. Then Flygon as your dragon type, good speed tier in 100 in my opinion. Also U-turns, can DD, can also be used defensively if you want to. Yeah, can defog for the team if you want it, but I don't think you would ever if you have Glimmora. Yeah, then you have a Lycanroc as, I guess, like a budget breaker. I don't really think this is needed here. Like, this could be something else in my opinion. Weezing, Galar, and Hatterene are 2 great Pokemon. Also your 2 fairy types for the team, which is pretty nice because I actually think they don't share any weaknesses except to steel, so that's pretty good. And for like steel types, you have your like Flygons and even your Thunderous Furion. Your Garganical, once it's Terrestrial, into a Ghost, also I guess takes Iron Heads rather well. Yeah, Golurk, a lower tier ground type, a pretty great Pokemon in my opinion. Can run Bandit, can run Scarfed, can just set up rocks, can run rock polish sets or whatever you want it to. Really intrigued to see what he does with it. Quaxwell as your water type. I mean, it's a Quaxwell and can spin, that's all I can say about it. Yeah, and Fundy, great Terra Captain for the team. Gets Terra Blast, I think, so can Terra Blast Ice, Terra Blast Flying for a reliable flying move if you need one, and also can pivot around a lot. So overall, I like this team, but I still think there are 6 better ones out here. Moving on. At 6 we have I Have No Enemies, coached by King Bob. Right off the bat, coming in with Curin Black, Mega Scissor, Tapu Fini, and the Ogre Pawn Cornerstone again, which he also chose as his Terra Captain, as one of his Terra Captains, I should say. Really intrigued to see what the Ogre will do. Curin Black, Scissor, and Fini make a great Fairy Dragon Steel Core. Yeah, what I'm also Fini is a good bulky water. You have your Fire type in Magmortar. It's rather low tier, but still a fine Fire type to complete this core. You have your Grass. Like, this team really has, for me, has all it needs to be good. Your hazard removal is a bit meh. Like, I think you have like Defog Fin, of course Defog Fini, Defog Scizor if you want to run that. Spin on the Hitmonchan, which I think it's the only thing Hitmonchan does on this team is have Rapid Spin, really. Don't think it does anything else, because you have a better fighting type in Scrafty in my opinion. Yeah, and I think Vespiquen could defog if you wanted, but yeah, I don't know if how often Fini and Scizor would want to run defog, honestly. You got your own hazards in Ogre Pawn, Nido Queen, and the Vespiquen, which is pretty good. Yeah, so all in all, I think this team is solid, albeit a bit on the slow side. It's like my main issue I have. Your team is really slow. But I think with like a Cresselia for screens and just the team overall being really fat, so it's just bulky offense probably what we're gonna expect. I think he's still gonna do fine. Like this is a team I definitely would draft. Like, this team looks hella fun. Really looking forward to what Bob does with it. On rank number 5 we have the Seattle Screamtails, coached by SFJ. Again, Mega Alakazam plus Melmetal. Is a good combo. Again, Pursuit is legal in this, so Zam probably won't run away with too many games, in my opinion. Still big threat, of course. Then we have the Rotom Wash, just a great pivot overall. Good, all in all, good type. Then we have the Root and Talonflame completing Fire, Water, Grass car, even more pivoting to get your Zam in safely. Or your Melmetal if need be. You have a Florges for your Fairy type. You have a Nihilego as a second Terra Captain alongside Talonflame and Hakamo, which like Nihilego as Terra looks really cool. Of course, no Terra Blast, but still, I think you have all the moves you need really to not be able to need it. Also, you probably want to Terra defensively most of the time anyway. To just have your Nihilego around longer. Florges provides great wish support. Piloswine, great lower tier ground type for Stealth Rock. Priority Ice Shard, and just being really bulky with your Violite. Indeed, set up terrain to prevent priority against the Alakazam, which is really cool. I like it a lot. And in the lower tiers you have Flirt and Hakamo. But yeah, those are basically that. Again, the combination of Stone Edge and Stone Edge and Earthquake look really good into this team, in my opinion. If you can break correctly. Hazard wise, you have Tidy Up and Defog, so you can get rid of those. You can set them up yourselves. I haven't all that many complaints about the team, except for it might also, yeah. Honestly, no. I don't have too many complaints, except like your Dragon type is Hakamo, and yeah. But otherwise, this team looks really fun. Talonflame as a Terra Captain, I'm intrigued to see. Yeah, just gonna have to see how this will go. Moving on into the top 4. First up, I got Mansip, coach of the Barking Grambles, with his comeback to SBF and coming back with a really cool team. Oakspot Heartflame will be really cool. We actually load its cost because it can't Terra obviously here. So yeah, so it's a bit weaker but still really strong with Mold Breaker. We have the Mana Feed to set up Tail Glows and stuff if it wants to. Iron Hands is a great defensive / offensive fire type, whatever you need out of it. Tinglu, great defensive for Cyclosar for utility, providing Rapid Spin, Knockoff, and U-Turn. Aromatisse as a lower tier fairy type Wish Passer looks phenomenal. Terra Cleavor looks really, really cool, I'm not gonna lie. Aggron Mega is a great wall, and then we go to lower tiers, Haunter, Grumpig, and Articuno. Haunter and Articuno being Terra captains as well. The Articuno I can see. I'm only a bit sad that he did not choose Iron Hands over Kuno and Haunter as Terra captain, because I think that would have been even better. But again, this is really the only complaint I have about this team, really. Like, this is actually this is the only thing I'm not too high on about. The rest looks really, really cool. Really intrigued to see how he uses this. And yeah, glad to have you back, man. Always nice talking ones with you. Coming in at number 3, we have Haunch. And Haunch went down a very, very interesting road, going double terrain with Sneasler. So you can either go electric terrain or grassy terrain, plus the Sneasler, whatever you need to, which will be interesting to see how he fares around with that. In my opinion, it might be a bit much having 2 of those, but again, it might just be me. Samuro Tizui, one of his favorite Pokemon. I knew he would pick that up. Great Pokemon for the team as well. Moltres completing Fire Water Grass Core is also pretty nice. Also one of the Terra captains here. Like, this looks really, really scary. Your Steel type is Fortress, which is good low tier value in my opinion. Fairy, obviously, Coco and Goodra completing those cores as well. Goodra's second Terra captain for the team, which also looks hella nice. You have Donphan for Rocks, Rapid Spin support. You might need also defog options on Coco and Moltres, although you probably want to use the spin on Fortress and Donphan more to keep up the spikes your Samu sets. You have Mega Bayonet, which again I think probably should get a raise in this division as well. With Poltergeist now, might be actually useful. Kangaskhan for Wish support. And the Hypno, which I do not know if he only picked because he recently got swept by it, or if he picked it because he just wanted a Psychic type, I guess. What I could tell you, Hunch, is you still have 4 Terra points available, so you might want to make the Kanga or the Hypno into a Terra captain. Yeah, but actually great team, love it. Would definitely use this myself if I could. And yeah, good luck, mate. Let's see how well you can do. At number 2, we have the Prodigy himself, or themselves, I should rather say, I'm sorry. We have Smoliv and Smoliv Garden, with a team that just terrifies me looking at it. Valiant Gliscor, Aegislash, Kyurem, Slowking. Looks like 5 Pokemon you can bring to every game and not look back, and your opponent will probably still have troubles dealing with them. You've got the Jolteon there as a Terra captain, great choice in my opinion. Also extra points for the double evolutions on there. Absol is, oh well, what Wartortle is here for? Probably for the sake of having a spinner, because I mean you already have a bulky water and Slowking, but still you have defog on Gliscor if you need, which can also set up all your hazards. Valiant as a sweeper / cleaner, Aegislash just to be a super menace, Kyurem, good luck finding switch in, Slowking, very good wall. And you also have the Amoonguss there for Regenerator and just coming in, taking hits, leaving again. In terms of what I do not like about this team is that many of your Pokemon hate knockoff, right? Most of your Pokemon are either frail or weak to knockoff. So that's something to keep in mind. I mean, Valiant can take those, I guess, but having Rhydom gone on Valiant is mid. Gliscor, once his Toxic Orb activated before it gets knocked, after that it's fine, it can probably sponge those. Aegislash hates it, Kyurem probably wants to keep his specs, his boots, whatever. Slowking doesn't like it a lot. Jolteon isn't too bulky. Amoonguss can take it decently, I guess, but still we want its item. Flareon, if it comes, also wants its item activated before it loses it. Also doesn't take that too well because it's way better SBF. Squawkabilly is frail, Absol is frail, although resisting it, and Wartortle if it comes wants Eviolite. So, but again, that's my only issue I really have with this team. Otherwise, I think it looks very, very fine, and I'm really looking forward to see how far Smoliv will go with this. And finally, if the people watch Pay Attention, you know what's coming. And yes, it's Joey again, coach of the Los Angeles Nido Kings, of course. And yeah, the man just did it again. Like, I don't know if it's just me or Joey's just drafting teams I really like. But yeah, Champ-How, Slowking, Corviknight looks like a really, really solid core in my opinion. Like obviously Slowking taking the fighting moves and Corvi taking the steel moves, aimed at Champ-How. You have a Primarina for tanking the fire moves as well. Like just like the Fairy Dragon Steel with Sceptile, Prim and Corv is pretty good. Fire Water Grass is there as well with 3 starters, so I'll also bonus points for that, by the way, because I actually like all 3 of those a lot. You have a Palisand for your Ghost and Ground type, for Ghost and Ground type to set up rocks and be annoying and just be bulky. Jan Mega as a Terra Captain with Tinted Lens or Speed Boost, I can see this thing popping off. Forens is the next Terra Captain. Yeah, this thing without Terra is probably pretty garbage. With Terra, it might actually be really, really good. Intrigued to see what it does. Komala for just lower tier rapid spin support, I reckon, and the Arctovish as the last Terra Captain. Don't think this will come particularly often. I also could see this getting dropped down the line. But yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, but again, this team to me looks really, really well balanced, really well built. I think, again, also in this division, Joey might go really, really far. This team does a good job in protecting each other and has momentum options to get in that Champ-How or to get in the Iron Thorns, Terra, set up a Dragon Dance, and then just go to town. And yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it. Again, if you enjoyed this, please let me know. Actually forgot the end graphic here, which is kind of sad, but what can you do? Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, please let me know. If you have critique, please also let me know. And I might actually be doing those again next season. Again, if I find someone who would be willing to do them with me, would be really cool, because dialogue is always cooler than a monologue. And anyways, I hope you all enjoyed these. These were my power rankings for season 10. Unfortunately, I probably won't find the time to do those for VGC and Monotype as well. But yeah, thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the server. Bye.